Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome to Kill the Mood podcast. We're back again for episode 3. We're here to talk to you about everything spooky dooky. There will be lots of true crime, but also just general mysteries. Some will be solved, some we will leave you hanging. We're just two girls putting the world to rights, but not really, we just like yapping. We mean no offence in anything we say. We, like a huge percentage of the world, find all of this unfathomable. And this is just us in our own little way, trying to make sense of the senseless. So, without further ado,
it's Bible John.
Bible John.
And it is my turn to educate Amy. I feel like in the first episode we might have done like a I'm Tanisha, I'm Amy. But I don't know, if you can't tell our voices apart, that's wild because...
Someone's got
an
accent.
Only a smidgen and only in some of the words I say. But, yeah.
Someone at work the other day said that I sounded really posh.
Oh, yeah.
It was like someone that was from like a company, but they came in and was like, yeah, by the way, your voice is really posh. Where do you get that from? And I was like, that is hilarious because I literally grew up in Cornwall. My dad's from Liverpool and my mum is from Wolverhampton.
My mum's a yam yam.
I was literally like, maybe it's in protest.
Yeah. Like, that is all I get every time I go home is you're so posh now.
Yeah.
You're so posh now. As I just don't sound like, oh, yeah.
It's gone.
Everyone all right. I love you, Bab.
I really wish it was that strong though.
Yeah.
It
definitely used to be quite a crazy one, but obviously I've lived in Cornwall for 10 years now, so.
Yeah, it's wearing off. To some, it's wearing off. But I feel, people will still find you in a
You
crowd.
asked me to say Gambold on a gully. It's different gravy, isn't it?
My mother would be so happy.
That one's for you, Jane. Yeah, so also my boyfriend wanted me to tell you that I talked shit about him in the last one and I said that he wouldn't clean the house. He did make us dinner.
Yeah, he did immediately after and it was delicious.
Yeah, so it was, I got to give him props for that. I just need to put that one out there, otherwise he'll never forgive me.
Sorry about it.
Anyway, let's actually do Bible John, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, so Bible John is the name given by the press to a serial killer who murdered 3 young women in Glasgow between 1968 and 1969. The victims were all brunettes, all between 25 and 32, and met all of them at the Barrowland Ballroom.
Like, also, aside from this, like, ominous happenings from the Barrowland, it sounds like such a funky little place. Imagine people in 68 and 69 just, like, mincing down there, cigarette in hand, like having a boogie with their girls and then going on home.
Literally.
Getting 5 bob. No.
Basically, I think if maybe all of them, if not the first victim, was at like an over 25s night at the Barrowland.
Yes.
And it was like apparently a staple there. And like it was just like obviously for older people, which is over 25 makes me want to cry. It's when you sort of reach the X Factor over 25s category. Like that becomes really upsetting.
Yes, which means we would have been with Louis. Is that his name?
Louis. I think isn't it different every...
Oh, I feel like he always got pinned with the older people.
Yeah. Oh no, that's
the
us.
Oldies. Yeah.
We're old now.
I feel like every time I just remember it would be like, oh, typical. He's got the...
Yeah, it does feel like inherently Louis Walsh thing to be in the over 25.
Yeah, like him with all of the oldies. Just like, we've got this cool... Maybe that is literally not just over 25 though. That is like... He was actually with the old people.
Yeah, Louis has to go over there because they're all geriatric.
To be fair though, if it's in the 60s, like they probably were wed and had many...
Well, yeah, they've all got
40.
kids. Like, it is mad. We're sat here firmly as a 28-year-old. Don't own a house. No, I'm not married. Do not have any kids.
You are an embarrassment.
Yeah. I should just give up now.
Yeah.
I'm basically a spinster.
Yeah, you're embarrassment to the 50s. They would be so disappointed in you.
Yeah, and I've really let down everyone in my Birmingham community who are having babies at 15. Sorry, that's not fair. I love you. That was so mean. Oh, I was going to be fuming about that. Okay, so, yeah, and he was known as Bible John. I'm saying he because it's always a man, isn't it? Unless you listened to the last episode and it was a woman.
But also, I feel like she wasn't going under an alliance. She was.
Oh, no, she was literally like, I am Joanna Dennehy.
Yeah. Whereas this guy.
Yeah. Was known as Bible John due to having repeatedly quoted the Bible and condemned adultery with... So, a bit of a spoiler, but the final victim's sister actually had quite a good conversation with Bible John. So this is where Bible John came from. So we're going to go straight into it. On the 23rd of February 1968, the naked body of 25-year-old nurse Patricia Docker was discovered in the doorway of a lock-up garage. She was found a few streets away from her home. Her body was badly beaten, particularly in the face and head, which makes you feel like this person was very angry. She'd been raped and strangled to death with a ligature, possibly about. There was some discrepancy in all of these crimes. The way that they're reported is not great, and there's things that connect the cases, but it isn't necessarily clear the details of each of those things. So I'm just going to tell you what I've discovered, but don't be surprised if what I'm telling you isn't true. Because I've checked a few sources,
Yep.
and I'm hoping I've got everything right.
Painting a scene.
Yeah. Might be the wrong
vague,
one. A
very vague scene.
Yeah, so her handbag, watch, clothes and jewellery, other than her wedding ring, were all missing from the crime scene. And near her body, there was a used sanitary towel.
Yes, I remember this. From when I was there. Why did I say it like that?
Yeah, from when I attended the scene.
When I was at
as
the
a first
Barrowland.
responder.
Yeah. I just remember, I have listened to the BBC documentary about this, the really long one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember there's some things that like stick out. That I think that's because that is
Yeah,
peculiar as
it
fuck.
becomes very much part of the MO, I feel, and it's
Yeah.
quite centered around menstruation, which is strange. And actually, I did listen to Red Handed's episode, very early episode actually, of Red Handed about Bible John, and they came up with some theories about how he knew that these women were menstruating, which I felt were quite interesting. So maybe I'll bring that up a little bit once I've actually told you about the murders, because I haven't got that far yet.
We will get there.
Docker was married, mother of one, so there you go, 25 years old, got a kid, married, bloody Nora, but estranged from her husband.
It gives off, I guess, estranged from her husband. It's, I don't know, vulnerable?
Yeah, also, obviously, he's still wearing a wedding ring, so that it's not officially over, but you don't really have to go and explain yourself to every fucking Tom, Dick, and I would say Harry, but I guess John you meet at the Barrowlands.
If you've got a kid and people know that you've got a kid,
Yeah.
maybe it's sometimes just worth keeping.
It's not anybody's business, and if you're separated but not actually
Just keep it on, save the question, save the judgment.
Also, we're talking about the fucking 60s, like,
people are probably extremely judgy of these things.
Basically, the police were saying that they didn't have any really reliable sightings of Docker at the Barrowland Ballroom. I think there was some conversation about her being at the Majestic, which is another dance hall before, and they were looking in the wrong place to begin with for trying to trace her movements, but there wasn't anything solid. They knew she was at the Barrowlands, they were certain about that, but there was no certain witnesses that came forward to specifically say who she was with.
What, so her friends weren't even...
I don't know who she was with. I think she was with friends at the Majestic, but then I think she might have gone on to the Barrowland on her own.
To be fair, there has been times where I've just gone to a club by myself because
Oh,
I can't find anyone that
Yeah,
and you're like, I'll just go in, have a dance, maybe chat to some people.
Oh, sometimes as well. People just kill your vibe, don't you? Just like, I'm going off on my own.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at uni there was times where everyone would be like beefing and not getting anything done, and I'd be like, I'll meet you in there, and I'd literally just go in and have a boogie. And luckily, like, then everyone would join and hit the vibe. But yeah, I don't know. It's like it's not unlikely that someone might have just been
wander off on your own without your friends,
friends.
especially if you're on the fucking pool.
Yeah,
you might be like, you're actually killing my
Recently-
vibe, especially if they're married and they're all like, oh, I'm gonna go home to my husband and my kids, and you're like, oh, fuck off.
yeah, fuck off.
I want to have a good night. Yeah, I'm on the lash.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when Docker failed to return home that evening, her parents assumed that she spent the night with a friend. There was a theory that potentially she'd been killed in a different location to where she was discovered, but I don't think that was ever confirmed if that was the case. And they believe that she'd been killed around midnight. So basically, there was a massive question around how she got home. Not a lot of sightings. No taxi drivers saying that they'd dropped her off home. No bus drivers saying that they'd seen her. Nobody's seen her walking, which led them to believe that actually the killer had drove her home.
Driving, yeah.
And that sort of made sense because her stuff wasn't found. I think some of her stuff was found like dumped in the river a little bit further away, so that would make sense as to
she'd got in someone's car.
yeah,
that she
and
thought was gonna
potentially
take her
that the
home.
body had been put there after being killed elsewhere. So a few weeks into the investigation of her murder, a letter was posted anonymously from someone in England, apparently a northern lass, and the details within the letter were on point and so important that the police really wanted to speak to this woman. However, they appealed to the public and the media for information, and this person never came forward. So this is still an unknown writer of the letter and never really gave the information, but it is believed this person might know the identity of Bible John.
Wow, that is so interesting, isn't it?
On Saturday, the 16th of August, 1969, a 31-year-old mother of 3 called Jemima MacDonald went to the Barrowland, as they do.
Good to know that even after being 31 years old is like unrealistic, and neither of us are too fussed about children. Like, yeah, it's nice to know that a mother of 3 is still going out. It ends badly, but at least it's good to know that people are like, the kids are staying at home, I'm going out.
Yeah, I think I noted it later as well, but the man that did the BBC podcast, the sort of 5-part Bible John podcast that was quite big, wrote a little article about the victims as well, because it said that when he was reporting on it at the time, hadn't really given enough love and care to the victims of Bible John, and had said that the way that the police spoke about these women for having any sort of life outside their children, all of these women had their children were being looked after.
Yeah, of course.
They were out enjoying themselves.
The fact that it's probably, and then some woman was just going out on the lash on a Saturday. Didn't know what she was doing, whatever state she was in. It's just shut the fuck up, man. Just going out clubbing. I just needed an escape, being a full-time mom and like having the weight of the world on my shoulders. And then, like you, murder me.
God forbid I try to enjoy myself once a week.
Literally.
What's wrong with that?
Also, you're just going out and having a boogie. Do you know what I mean? There's a fucking serial killer that's going out and murdering people, and you're too busy blaming the woman for going out on a night out and enjoying herself. Just doing the cha-cha.
I do have to...
cha-cha on the weekend.
I do have to say, though, I am a little confused as to why the Barrowland was still so popular after 3 women.
Yeah, I would literally be like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure as well, I need to ask my parents about this, but there was like a stabbing in a club in Bath when we were growing up there. Or maybe I hadn't been born yet, actually, but like my parents used to go there quite a lot, and I think someone was stabbed there, and then I assume it closed down after that, but I will find out more information about this. But if it was that people kept leaving the Barrowland and then getting killed, it would be like, why is it like, let's reopen the Barrowland tonight?
To be fair, my favourite club in Birmingham growing up, mine and my brother's actually, was this club called Gatecrasher, which turned into a prison, unfortunately. But that closed down because multiple people got stabbed there.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. But like, if one stabbing is going to shut down a club in Birmingham, they'd be fucked.
Yeah.
They'd be absolutely fucked.
That's so true, actually.
Yeah.
And also, this isn't happening inside. Like, this is just happening.
Yes, it's just like
It's just got some sort of tie to
the
Barrowland.
Barrowland is his hunting ground, quite clearly.
Yeah, as opposed to it actually being like on the ground. So fairs, actually.
So there was some really good eyewitnesses that had seen her at the Barrowland, so she was well placed, and had seen who she was with. So a lot of people said she was with a young man, well dressed, well spoken, slim build, aged 25 to 35, and between 6 foot and 6'2". He had short hair, and some said it was either ginger or like dark brown with fair streaks.
Fair streaks.
And then she was seen leaving the Barrowland at about 12:30 a.m. on the 17th of August with this man.
Is fair streaks like, sorry, going back to it, but is that like highlights?
He's got highlights.
But they're just not saying highlights.
Yeah.
It's not highlights. It's just some fair streaks.
No, it was natural. It's fair streaks. No highlights here, buddy.
It's strawberry blonde and it's fair streaks.
So the last confirmed sighting of her was by a neighbour at 12:40. So it again must have been somewhere near her home, and it was near the entrance of a derelict building where her body was found later on. Her sister had been looking after her kids. She was quite prompt. She would never really leave her kids for that long. So when she didn't come home, her sister was quite concerned, tried to put to bed her fears that night and got on with it and waited till the next morning. Then that day, she was getting more and more worried and didn't really know what to do. She overheard some kids talking about a body
Oh God.
in a derelict tenement building.
Oh, that is just the worst, isn't it? Because I imagine her, she'd be sat there, don't you dare, don't you dare.
Yeah.
That's not, this
You
isn't
don't want to
true.
think the worst.
Yeah, you'd be like,
don't be dramatic.
I know where my brain's going, but just don't even think like that. There's so many other explanations. But that horrifying feeling, but then having to then go out and work out what's like, it's not like you've just seen a crime scene and been like, oh God, like I hope it's not, and then the evidence is right there. That's just some people randomly chatting shit and you being like, that might not even be true, that might be miles away, just stop, don't think like that. But you just can't. Oh no.
Also, who raised these kids? Oh my God.
Yeah, and they're just skipping about. Oh my
Yeah.
God, no way.
Like, I did read something that sort of said, oh, okay, potentially it was a derelict building, homeless people slept in there. They weren't certain that it was a body. They just thought it was a lady sleeping, but like on her back. But she hadn't moved for a while. Oh. And they're obviously talking about the body and talking about it loud enough that the sister hears. And then it's, oh, I'm worried. I haven't seen my sister. I'm really worried. And apparently by this time, like a sort of crowd had emerged at the scene. And she went there and she found her sister's body.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that was how she was discovered.
It's just really horrifying shit. Like that it's just happening so close to her almost being at home as well.
So this is again a bit brutal. Her sister was extensively battered. She was lying face down, not on her back, with her shoes and stockings lying beside her. And again, slightly disputed, but there was a sanitary product, a used sanitary product near her body. Again, she'd been beaten particularly about the face.
Fucking creep, honestly.
Yeah, which like literally strikes me as so much hate. It has to be, right?
Hate, anger, and then specifically to do with the menstrual cycle.
To ruin somebody's face as well. That's so personal.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. And also a bit like Ted Bundy, isn't it? It seems like he's got a bit of a type.
Yeah.
So it must be about someone specifically that's making him this angry. So yes, she was also menstruating at the time, which is now a pattern between two of the victims, and a sort of sanitary product found near her. Unlike Docker's body, McDonald's body was fully clothed.
Yeah, so what, she's fully clothed?
She's fully clothed. I think dishevelled, but fully clothed.
Okay.
And then obviously her stockings were off because she'd been strangled with her own stockings. So initially, the murders were not actually considered as the same person.
Like, what in the weirdest ass coincidence is this?
Yes, and
like,
I think
that is a very bold thing. Maybe it is just, if we start saying serial killer, if we start saying two related murders, that's going to wreak havoc, and we aren't 100% sure.
Yeah.
But the beaten face, the sanitary product, the Barrowland, like, they're undeniable links that sometimes it gets released that they think it's the same killer for less than that.
Yeah.
So it seems weird that they didn't.
It feels like they were giving it some time of day, but like they weren't willing to make the connection.
Yeah.
Definitely, obviously, because you don't want to scare
statement.
people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know, just two women from the same place.
Also, just saying to people that we think that this is linked. So don't go to the Barrowland or don't go alone. Just be wary and be
just be wary that there's been two murders quite similar, of women of a similar age.
Yeah,
and
if you are having to make sure that someone knows where you are and make sure you're going with walking in groups, I don't know, just anything to warn people.
For the first time ever, they released a composite sketch. So obviously there was quite a good description of this guy that was seen with McDonald
at the club.
At the club. What? I don't know. I'm not going to do it. I was about to do something that was complete brain rot, and then it's just not really worth it.
We can.
I was about to go in the club. We all fam.
I knew it. It's like I said clear about
yeah. Okay. I just couldn't do it. I had to get it. Like I really had to say that. It was a stim.
We were stimming. Back to the investigation.
So we're going back to the investigation. Yeah. So first time a composite sketch had been released to the press. Okay. And was being widely distributed. And they did actually do some surveillance. I do feel a little bit sorry for the police in this one, to some degree, because they were bastards, the way that they spoke about the women as well, which is going to be a running theme, I think, always throughout this podcast. But they did put plainclothes police officers in the Barrowland Ballroom and
What a shame for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what your job is tonight? Just go to the
Go to the club.
fucking walk about,
Look
talk
out for
to
this
some people.
ginger prick.
Yeah, keep an eye out for some ginger drunk guy. No, completely not drunk guy.
Who's just reciting
drunk.
Bible verses.
Yeah,
Shouldn't be hard to find in the club.
Maybe acting drunk and talking to women, but being sober and calculated. Like, just work out anything, but also be at the club, be looking like you're having fun. Maybe drink. I don't know. Like, what a shame.
What an awful time. Like, just to have a night out on the police's. I imagine they pay for it as well, right?
Yeah, literally. Just
You'd
like
think.
market research, but like you just get to go out. Yeah. I mean, it's under terrible circumstances, but I'd be like, guess where I'm going tonight?
Do you know what's really interesting as well that I didn't notice when I was making these notes? So they terminated the surveillance in late October 1969 due to the initiative's failure. And then do you know what happens? On Halloween, so the last day of the month, October 1969, he kills his last victim.
My goodness. So if they'd just
stuck it out, potentially they would have, you don't know. Maybe he was quite smart and surveilling, because it seems a bit uncanny that he picked it right back up from the Barrowland.
Potentially it's that he's noticed
after they
that
stopped
he's
the
being
surveillance.
surveyed,
Yeah.
But also, if you just kept it up with the surveillance, then maybe he would have given up and
Or
just been like,
arguably was a police officer. Or had a connection to the police.
So he
knew that they'd stopped there.
yeah. Because also, if it's a plainclothes police officer, like, there's no way you 100% know. And surely you're just suspect of everyone if you're Bible John and you're like, look, I've killed 2 people. The police know that it's linked to the Barrowland. They've released a sketch and I assume that someone out there is... Do you know what I mean? So I don't really know what my point is.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going on it, but it feels like it's poignant.
They don't persevere throughout the whole thing and then he does it again.
And then he does it again.
We'll never know. And
It
there's
feels
a lot
like-
of hearsay here, but like... that could have been prevented.
Yeah, and it feels like some sort of insider information, or at least some fucking serendipity. Not the good kind.
No.
Because how on earth did he know to go back just as the surveillance stopped?
Yeah.
And it's the same month. Yeah. What did I say last time? Don't piss on my hat and tell me it's raining.
Such a good saying.
Yeah, so... on the 31st of October 1969, a man walking his dog discovered the body of 29-year-old Helen Puttock. Body was found beside a drain pipe in her back garden.
Oh, no.
So this had happened at her house. She was partially stripped naked, beaten about the face, raped and strangled with her own stockings. Apparently, her contents of her bag was all over the floor next to her body, but her actual handbag was missing. So it had been taken from the scene.
So maybe it had been like made to look like... But that seems like such an interesting thing out of everything that you're going to take, is you just take the keepsake.
Also, they talked about, I think in the sort of eyewitness testimony about this part, is there was actually a sighting of the potential killer at about 2 a.m, I think, after Helen Puttock's murder. And there was a guy seen getting on a bus and he was really dishevelled and he had like mud all over him and he had a bit of blood on him, but nothing crazy. Could have just been like a cut. And he got on the bus with a purse that looked like a woman's purse. So it looked like he stole her purse and a bit of her money and used that to get on the fucking bus.
Oh,
cheap bastard.
See, surely you would hide the purse up your top or something. You wouldn't just be like,
yeah,
it
just getting
around
on,
when
literally
you know
showing
that's
people.
the only thing that you've taken from the scene.
In all fairness, didn't get caught.
Yeah.
So he's
Maybe
doing
it was
something
just a
right.
little dangling the... What is it? Dangling
The
the carrot.
The carrot. God, we are not good at
I
sayings.
was
It's
gonna say
actually
dangling
insane.
the wool over her eyes. Which
You-
is
it's
another
pulling
big
the wool. Yeah,
snaffle.
you've done it
I'm
again.
obsessed with them. Yeah,
So-
dangling the carrot here, I feel.
Quite sadly, it says that she had been engaged in a crazy struggle with her killer. She tried to get up and near by railway embankment to get away from him. And she also had quite a deep bite mark on her wrist.
Oh, you've got the skin of a killer, Bella. Sorry.
He's gone full Twilight.
That's fucked. Why are you fucking... Also, a bite mark. That's DNA central, right? I guess maybe not in the 60s. And they don't find him.
Yeah,
So.
I don't think so. I don't
just
think there's
feel
any
like you
systems to
shouldn't
put
be,
that
like,
into.
You shouldn't be mouth fluid
Mouth and stuff.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
be mouthing shit. Do you know what I mean? You should keep your mouth closed and you should have gloves on.
But then he is also raping them, so I feel
Yeah,
like he's
DNA
leaving
central
DNA,
doesn't-
and
yeah.
like it's probably just not part of his sort of remit.
What
He's
a
not thinking
twisted
about it.
thought.
And again, she was menstruating at the time of her murder. Her murderer had placed a pad beneath her left armpit. So, Puttock had actually been at the Barrowland with her sister, Jean Langford. Both of them had been talking to two men named John.
Oh, dear.
Honestly,
I think-
Scotland, what's going on in the 60s? Do you not know how to name anybody else?
Yeah, it's honestly John.
So, John, yeah. Also, we're going to talk about other people later, more Johns.
Do you know anyone our age called John? Do we know any Johns?
No.
I know some Johnnies, but maybe they've chosen to be called Johnny because John is just like an older person.
Yeah, I actually don't think I do know
I
a
can't
single
imagine.
John.
Can you imagine like an 11-year-old John just running around?
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't seem to feel.
No, it's
Unless
not
it
kid's
is
name,
like
is it?
Jonathan
It's
to
like
Johnny
calling your
to
kid
John.
Craig. What kind of a baby's called Craig? And if you're called Craig, you're listening, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were never a baby. is
But
what we just
I
said.
do wonder if your parents love you. Or if they just think it's all a big joke. Yeah.
There's quite a few names like that though. That it just seems
Yeah,
wrong
that are
for them
like,
to be like.
yeah, there's some weird names for a
Yeah.
baby that you're just like, why
Martin.
would you call a baby that?
Yeah, but yeah, it's. I mean, it's not. It's like a really rogue name, John, at all. The fact that they were just so happened to be speaking to two men, both called John, is just like super inconvenient for this.
Yes.
Unless they were just both shit faced and they were like.
to get them
they
mixed
just,
up.
Yeah, wasn't one of them called John?
They just
I guess we'll
nicknamed
just
them
call him John.
Basically, so they went out together. They both met a John, but one of the Johns was just a John that was very nice and very normal. And at the end of their
Your
night,
average John.
your average John. God, I wish we weren't naming these after the killers because that would be again a great episode name. Maybe one day, if we have a following and this goes well, we'll just go back and rename them.
Yeah. You can just see how many.
The first
like,
one's
puns-
being the Yorkshire pudding, and this one's going to be called the average John.
Your average John.
So this guy, very normal John, met the sisters, and at the end of the night, got the bus home. Was drunk, got the bus home. That's all we really know about him.
Most nights out should go.
Yeah, very normal John, who had a normal... I don't know if they ever spoke to him again, though. I don't know if they ever found that John.
Yeah,
He didn't come up
coming
and steer it.
forward.
Yeah, no, not really.
I am.
Yeah,
John,
I spent the
and
night
was
with fucking Bible John. But I'm not Bible John. I am John,
Yeah.
though.
I was talking to both those girls, and my name is John, but I am not Bible.
I'm
John.
not the one who got in the taxi.
Yeah, I'm the one that got on the bus.
So they'd hung out for about an hour, and then they'd left the Barrowland to head home. The man who'd been dancing with Jean, so Jean is the sister, had walked off and got on a bus, like I said. But the person who was with her sister, a well-spoken man who would not disclose a lot of information about himself, had actually hailed a taxi and got in with the two women. And they'd gone towards Langford's home. They had a conversation in the cab, and this is where the sort of lore comes about Bible John.
Yes.
So this is where they talk about how he hates adultery, and where he briefly talks about Bible verse. Although I don't think he quotes. I think he does talk about the Bible, but I don't
Honestly,
think.
though, if you just had a banging night out and you'd done loads of dancing and you met some fun people and then you got in the taxi with someone and they started just like throwing out some Bible chat.
Yeah, get out this fucking taxi.
Yeah, my bagels were on and I'm just not interested.
It's like the
anymore.
tea and toast Christians at the end of your night. Listen,
Some
babe, I'm
sandals.
really happy for the free toast and tea, but I do not need you to quote the Bible to me right
I don't
now.
want to be thinking about who's watching over me
Yeah,
at this time
yeah.
in the evening.
They don't need to know any of the things I just did in
They do
there.
not need to see.
Yeah. So they're in the taxi and they're having these conversations. Jean actually gives one of the best descriptions of Bible John and again does another composite sketch. And actually, right up until her death, which I think is I can't remember when it is, like 2010. She was like helping with identity parades.
You would just be reliving that evening, wouldn't you? Just
Well, so let's just quickly do what she said the description of him was. Yeah. Basically, she very much said the same as other people had said about, was it McDonald? I think it was McDonald's was the one that had the good description. So said that Bible John was tall, slim, well-dressed, was wearing a well-cut suit, had reddish, sandy or fair hair, 5'10", so little discrepancy with the height, but not much. 5'10" or 6 feet in height.
Yeah. Also, like, I wouldn't be able to just tell you.
I could not tell you shit.
I know how to tell in reference to myself. So if someone's slightly shorter than me or slightly taller than me, I can tell. And like, I know, especially tall people. My brother is very tall, so like I can base it off that. But if someone was like, tell me his height, I'd be like,
if someone's 5'8", I'm probably saying they're like 5'6".
Yeah, I'm like,
because I don't have any.
5'6",
yeah.
or I'm like, yeah, they're 6 foot. Like I just have no.
Yeah, I've got no. I think I can tell when someone's over 6 foot, but that's it.
Yeah, once you're and even then it's cutting it close. Also, when I was in the gym with Georgia and we were talking about Joanna Dennehy, and she was like, give me like the basics, and I was like, we'll have to listen to the episode, and she was like, I will, but give me the basics. And I started telling her about Gary Stretch and about how he was over 7 foot tall, and she was literally like, what the fuck, like that is so tall. And literally the guy on the running machine next to us was like, yeah, I'm like 6. I can't remember what he said. I'm like 6'5" or something.
She was, get out of my conversation.
We were literally talking about a murderer as well.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know how long he was listening for or why he decided to get involved.
Just like Gary Stretch then, you creep.
He was really like, yeah, and I'm like 6'5", and I'm like, and he was really tall to be fair, but he was just like, and like Georgia was literally like, looked at him and then just looked back at me with this baffled fear look on her face, because she was just like, and if this guy who is scary, so much taller than me, can you imagine 7 foot? But it was so funny that he was just like tuning in. Yeah, and I'm 6'5", and I was looking at him like, oh my god, you are so tall, and you're 6'5".
Read the room, baby boy. Oh my god.
And we continued to just talk about morbid shit for the next hour. Like, I feel like he was like, I interjected at a weird point here, but I feel like he must have just heard 7'3". What the fuck? That's taller than me, and I like to brag that I'm like the tallest person. And he was really nice, and Georgia ended up just like chin wagging him with him for a bit. But yeah, he'd like even the 6'5" person next to me and Georgia was mega. So, but yeah, it did make me giggle when I was like, I'm gonna talk about this on the podcast.
So in her description, she said that he had blue-grey eyes and his 2 front teeth overlapped, and that like at the back right hand side of his mouth he was missing a tooth. I can't believe the description that she's got. That's so impressive, because I'm certain sometimes I couldn't describe my own mother. Like, I just don't know that I'd be able to give you enough detail about anything, because I don't pay enough attention unless it feels like it's gossip. Then I'm all over it. If I think I smell a story, then I'm paying all attention. But if it's just general, and unless there's something to...
Especially if you've just been on a night out and you're tired and you've had a bev, like, I literally...
To be fair, though, like, maybe she was getting creepy vibes and she was like, I'm taking this all in. Because she really... And then she said... So she said, like, he told her his name was John, obviously, and he told her his surname was either Templeton, Sempleson, or Emerson.
Oh, well done to her, though.
Right?
Like, what
good detail, really good detail. And she said he wasn't the Barrowland type, which I feel like is just like, she's saying he's not rough.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not certain about that.
Which he could have been, like, putting on, but maybe to throw people off, I don't know. But yeah. It's just so good of her. Yeah. That's so much information.
It's
like,
so impressive.
Something that's so overwhelming as well. Like, you don't want to get anything wrong and you don't want to say the wrong thing, but she's like obviously sat there and gone through it and gone through it and gone through it. And like, this is as much.
But it really makes me feel like he must have creeped her out, because that's a lot of details taken about somebody. I don't know. I think maybe even if it was subconsciously, like, and I think so. Later on, she says that she could feel that he wanted to get rid of her in the taxi, that he didn't want her to be there. So even though she lived further away, the Bible John wanted to drop her off first. So they dropped her off first, which I'm sure is something that she thought about every day.
Oh, yeah.
After.
It could be. It doesn't make any sense, but that I guess could be chivalrous in a sense that it's like you're by yourself, so you want to make sure that you get home.
Yes.
But we're as the two. It's
But
not
then
something that obviously she's thinking about it forever because
Yeah.
it's like if I just maybe hadn't have stood my ground or something. But I guess the point could be argued there that he's just trying to be.
Yeah.
She probably wasn't like, ugh.
Yeah,
She's
and
probably
it's never quite
"Thanks."
clear whether actually her sister was accepting the advances and was like happy to go home with
Yeah.
this guy. In the
First,
taxi, the man said that he thought that it was disgusting that married women went to the Barrowland, which is a crazy thing to say.
Rick.
And then he made reference to the Bible and said, do you know what happens to the adulterous wife? She gets stoned to death.
Maybe that's why she started her ears pricked up and she started paying attention to everything he was doing because it's like, what a weird.
Yeah.
Don't just meet us tonight and then start talking about stoning people to death.
Yeah, literally. So she gets out the taxi and she goes home. They go on to Puttock's house and the taxi driver says that she pays the fare. And then he gets out the taxi at the same time and chases after her. And then when they get to each other, there's a bit of friction or a bit of an altercation that you can see is going on. But he just thought that maybe it was a bit of a lover's quarrel.
Yeah.
So he left. And that was that. Again, what can you do? They've been sat in a taxi together this entire time, probably speaking quite pleasantly to each other.
Yeah.
You aren't to know what their sort of dynamic is, how well they know each other.
Every taxi driver you speak to is, I had the most chaotic night.
Yeah.
There was a couple that were arguing in the back. Like some of the weird stuff that I've spoken about in taxis that with people that I know and that I don't know in my time. Like taxi drivers must hear a lot. You can't raise every single suspicious activity you have when people are drunk and you are dropping them home. That is just it. You'd never get anything done.
Literally never. And what can you do at that point if they are a couple? I don't know. It's just they talked about it on Red Handed and said that you'd feel a bit silly. You'd feel a bit silly getting involved in a couple's spat. And who are you? You can't make assumptions for other people. People don't want to do that.
It is a shame though that if someone was like running after her and then she was just looked a bit uncomfortable that he wasn't like, are you okay, miss? Feels like a shame, but also he's probably had to dwell on this for quite some time.
I'm sure.
For something that actually a lot of the time people just would not have got involved.
So one thing they also talked about in Red Handed, which I mentioned earlier, is how Bible John knew that they were on their periods.
Yeah.
So I actually made myself a note to look this up and then I never did. But I did make a little note in my notes while I was listening to it that in the 1960s that pads weren't sticky.
Yeah.
So they wore a sanitary belt.
Yes.
They wore a sanitary belt. And
I feel like also there's some weird shit in pads these days, but compared to back in like some of the things
I reckon they were probably made with insulation back in the day. Like pure asbestos.
Yeah.
So that meant that they theorised that he could feel the belt when he put his hands around their waist. And that's how he chose
It's like tag
women. Like tag Robin, did you say?
Tag rugby.
Tag rugby. I think you said tag Robin.
No. Why did I say that?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. It just came out.
It's fine.
I'm going to delete this out.
Maybe not.
Maybe
It depends how funny it is.
I feel like that is just like a really like the thought of it. I fucking hate it when men move me with their hands round the waist.
Oh, it is.
Or like, just don't fucking touch me.
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
start. But that's like a typical thing, isn't it? If you're in like a slightly confined space and people are just be like, oh, sorry, love.
Don't put your hands on me.
Yeah, and I guess if you're like all dancing and there's maybe a bit, but it's like the ulterior motive of him potentially just trying to feel the sanitary belt. Just get out.
It's just absolutely unbelievably not for me. Don't put your hands on me. Don't speak to me, actually. Just
Men
full
from the
on,
clubs.
just don't speak to me. Don't acknowledge my existence.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that. But absolutely don't touch me.
Yeah. And like, how many people was he just going around and doing that to until he found someone that... It's just like a theory. But
yeah, exactly.
If that is what's happening.
But I liked it. I thought it was a really smart theory. And
Yeah.
I thought that it was
clever.
quite a clever thing to suggest, like how he would... I also think that there is... I don't know. At any given time, how many women are on their period?
Yeah.
It is 3 victims, and it is a bit weird, but it could also just been a coincidence.
Coincidence, yeah.
But you don't really know. But it does feel strange that it's just a coincidence, but like the sanitary pads was put definitely in two crimes. I'm not sure about one of the other ones, but 2 crimes there was definitely sanitary products placed near the body. I'm not sure why that. But then if he's raping them, he could just be throwing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
instead of it being, like,
how
tactically
placed it is.
to
Yeah.
confuse or throw people off the scent.
So another composite sketch is made because there's a lot of detail from her sister. The Jemima MacDonald composite sketch, Langford the sister, she saw that and she said that is a really good likeness for the man that she met, which again helped link the cases as a multiple murderer instead of separate incidents. And loads of door-to-door inquiries, loads of statements taken, 5,000 potential suspects questioned, and
That must have taken so long.
yeah, it says in the first year of the inquiry alone, Jean Langford was required to attend over 300 identity parades.
Oh, babes.
And she fucking went, man.
You would, wouldn't you?
She's
You'd be
doing bits for her sister, trying everything she could to find this man.
It's just like, also, you've condemned a life for her as well. Like, you haven't just taken her sister's life, you've also her whole life.
Yeah, it's all it's about. She saw the man, she spoke to him, she had conversations with him.
Just
like
being let down again and again by not being able to find out who it is.
Yeah.
You would dedicate everything, wouldn't you?
It literally, but that, to me, that's terrifying. And I couldn't imagine having to try and fight that for your sister and also know that he potentially lives where you live, around you, somewhere near.
Constantly worried that you like dying to run into him, but also terrified of
and
just
wanting
running
nothing
into
more
him.
than to protect the next person.
Yeah.
Because obviously at this point they didn't know that would be the last killing attributed to Bible John.
Yeah.
However, and as we've alluded to this entire time, Bible John is an unsolved case. They don't know who the man is. There's lots of theories about lots of people, and we are going to go through them now because that is obviously quite a big bit of the Bible John case. But to be honest, I don't know how convinced I am about any of it.
Yeah.
We'll talk through it, and then we'll talk through... I also, if we have time, it would be really good to talk through any theories about why he stopped.
Yeah.
What happened.
Yeah. I think it was just like, that's me done.
Yeah, maybe. But that's crazy because as we talked about in the
that is rarity
Yorkshire Ripper case,
like that would
how
happen.
crazy that you can just be like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Don't
And like
fancy it
also
anymore.
like the fact that he does it the same way for all 3, like there is many other ways that if it was that he'd explored and experienced everything that he wanted to, I just feel like that there's more.
Yeah.
Which is horrible to say, but it seems unlikely that he'd ticked all of his bucket list off and been like, oh, that's me done. Like, for 3 murders that are all basically exactly the same.
Also, unless, and now I'm just making stuff up, I'm speculating the shit out of all this.
Yeah.
Unless he had a target.
Yeah.
One of these women were who he wanted to get.
And the others were
collateral.
Yeah.
To make it seem like or practice and I'm not saying, or maybe it wasn't one of the 3 women he wanted to get. Maybe someone he wanted to get was somebody else down the line who he went for.
What if he just
died, or he was put in prison, or
for something completely different?
So, obviously, the killings stopped. When did I say? 1969.
I think
69. One way that they portrayed these women in the media was gross. They were described as highly promiscuous, fond of male company, and liking the attention of men. I even think there was one of the ladies, it was Jemima MacDonald, who her kids, she had different kids by different men, and she was portrayed in an awful way because her kids were mixed race. The way that they were spoken about in the media was just so problematic because
as if they brought this upon themselves.
Yeah,
basically.
again, as always, that is the way that women are portrayed.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, someone has murdered and raped these women. It doesn't matter what you think of them.
Yeah.
You shouldn't think these things of them and then say that. But the fact that you're even breathing those things around them being murdered means that's why you think that they've been murdered. They're not there to defend themselves. Just stop shitting on them.
Yeah.
Like, they've had it horrible enough as it is.
Yeah.
You're just like pissing off the family, and like their name is just it's horrible. Nasty things to say. Blaming women. Yeah. Liking the attention of men.
Just for trying to enjoy themselves. Like, it's, yeah, ridiculous. So, first suspect is John Irvine McKittens.
Yeah.
Is related.
See, it's such an interesting second and last name, and then just John.
Yeah. So, is a relative of a senior police investigator as well.
Okay.
So, as I was saying earlier,
Which
makes sense in terms of the investigation.
Yeah. Someone on the inside.
Yeah, and
him.
apparently was also part of the Scots Guard, so also would have had some insider knowledge. Jean Langford, however, saw him in an identity parade and said he was not the man, never picked him, and insisted that he was not Bible John.
Yeah, and she spent a large whack of time with this guy on this night, so it's
Yes, you
just
think
have
she would
to-
very
yeah,
much
there's
know.
No way.
So this man had actually taken his own life in 1980 when he was
Okay.
41.
And this is after that they've
Yeah.
got him as a suspect. After he's
No,
already-
I think he'd relatively, in the first investigations, his name had come up.
Yes,
He
and
was
she'd
someone who
she'd
frequented
been
the Barrowland.
checked. Yeah.
He was known for being a
been
bit
checked.
violent. Yeah, so he just came up on the radar, not for any specific reason other than that he
Yeah,
was around
I
the
see.
area. It made sense.
said that it wasn't him.
Yeah, so Jean had said that it wasn't him. In 1980, he'd ended his own life at 41 by severing his brachial artery.
Oh,
Which is cutting an artery in the top of your arm. And it is suggested that this might have been as like a high, like a final high, if he was a bit, you know,
and it's gone too
a
far.
bit of a sadist. No, this
It
was like
was-
this was an intentional,
Yeah, because I
but
feel
a
like
final high.
severing an artery is you ain't doing that.
Because it's a very strange way to
accident.
take your own
Yeah,
life.
it really is.
And then, so obviously there'd been some suspicion around him, obviously, for a long time.
Yeah.
So in 1996, they exhumed his body.
Okay.
And when they did that, they tested it against the DNA found on the stockings belonging to Puttock, which is Jean's sister. And the results were proved inconclusive. So that wasn't a he did it.
Yeah.
It also wasn't a he didn't do it.
Which is so great that you've exhumed a body for that.
Yes, yeah, to get no answers.
Yeah.
And there was a conversation around it could have degraded. It's 40 years.
Yeah,
like, it's
I
a
mean,
very long
yeah,
time.
They've waited a very long time for this. but-
Yeah, it could have degraded to the point where it's not usable. It doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't him, but it doesn't mean that it was him either.
Yeah.
So they couldn't really rule him out, but also rule him. So eventually, I believe in the 90s, he was cleared because they couldn't prove it was him. So they just cleared him. So that's him.
Tis.
Next comes the big boy.
Yeah, the big
So this
boy.
is the one that everyone really likes.
Yes.
This is the person that everybody thinks really did it. But there is some stuff around why he potentially might not be Bible John.
Yes.
So Peter Tobin, another serial killer. I'm sure we will talk about him another time. A sadistic motherfucker.
Yes, one sadistic little man.
So he lived in Glasgow in the late 1960s, and then he relocated supposedly in 1969. But he'd married his wife
Yes.
in 1968. He had met her at the Barrowland Ballroom.
Okay.
So he was known to frequent there.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of coincidences.
Yes.
Especially, how often do you think that you have sadistic serial killers in the same place? You never know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's where he got his inspiration.
She is certain that they were on their honeymoon at the time of, I think, Jemima McDonald's. And she's adamant.
Okay. And also,
Adamant.
I feel like if you find, I don't know, you'd probably at that point when you're saying this be like, and also here's another thing.
Yes.
But being like, but that one was nothing to do with him.
And The other discrepancy is Tobin buried his victims, didn't just leave them out. But we will just quickly go through some of the reasons why people think it absolutely is him.
Yes.
So, in his 20s, the composite sketch could be him.
Okay.
There are resemblances. It's not worlds away. In addition, 3 of Tobin's former wives gave accounts of being imprisoned, throttled, beaten, and raped by him. And each said he would be driven to extreme physical violence by their menstrual cycle.
Oh my God, get a fucking grip.
Oh, yeah, literally ridiculous.
Was it like scaring you or something? What is going on?
Yeah.
Don't be on your period. Like,
Yeah.
why? You can't be in a relationship with a woman if you've got an issue with periods.
Yeah, why do you have
Sorry
an
to
issue with
say.
them as well?
Yeah, that's just...
Walk me through your thought process on this.
Yeah.
What is it that makes you so angry about that?
Yeah.
You don't even have to deal with it.
I don't know. Honestly, and if a woman was on her period and then imprisoned and throttled and beat and raped a man, the words that people would have to say about it.
So that is another
think,
strange
yeah.
coincidence. That is something that makes him quite mad. Also, known to be quite a staunch Roman Catholic.
So there is,
But there is some
here.
discrepancy because there's a previous girlfriend, I believe, who also says, no, he wasn't very religious.
Yeah,
So,
I also feel like in the 60s, like, there was a lot more God-loving religious people.
yeah, and
around.
I think it was a bit more
a few more preachers out there than there are
important
today.
within family
Yep.
dynamics as well, isn't it? Like that if
Yeah.
your family is Roman Catholic, then you're Roman Catholic. The other one that is a very strange coincidence is that pseudonym that he used,
Yes.
Tobin, was John Semple.
Semple.
And she said
Yeah.
Templeton or Sempleton. So it could
Yeah.
could have been him. So then they did this whole operation called Operation Anagram after he was convicted, which
Yes.
was basically trying to link him
Yes.
solely to the Bible
Bible
John
Johns.
murders. And it was like a whole thing, and they went across the whole country in tracing his movements and seeing where he was and all of this. And eventually they eliminated him as a suspect. So
Yeah.
they obviously know enough that they'd have decided that he could not be Bible John.
Also, I guess, if you're trying to focus on something that Peter Tobin has done, and then you're also trying to link him to Bible John escapades, I guess you have to be very careful, because if it's a stretch, it can unwind the trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't cop out and just pin it to him because it would make sense and it will make your lives easier and it'll solve mystery without a lot, because this is such a massive case, without a lot of concrete evidence. And I guess all it would do is make people be like, if you've just palmed that one off
Yeah.
onto him, then what else have you done?
Yeah, it makes you an
Untrustworthy.
uncredible.
Yeah,
uncredible
uncredible,
source. And yeah, basically, so eventually his DNA was checked against semen samples of Bible John and he was ruled out conclusively. So people love that theory. Very much think that Peter Tobin is Bible John, but I do think that there is some good reason and literally DNA that says otherwise. Now, here comes my favourite one because this one, I think the first time this emerged is in 2023. So it's real recent.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, there is an Australian author called Jill Bavin-Mizzi, great name, who alleges that they think they have discovered the identity of Bible John. And you want to guess their name? John Templeton. Which means, if this is true,
Yeah.
he gave his real name.
Yeah.
She was right. She heard John Templeton.
That is crazy.
And that he gave his real name. And you know how she found him? So she was doing research into John McKinn's. And basically, there was something to do with the DNA being inconclusive, but not necessarily a match. I think she got DNA from like family, like 2 siblings within the family. But again, that wasn't a conclusive match, but it wasn't not a match either, which made her feel that potentially John McKinn's was related to the person that had done this.
Wow.
Now, don't quote me on any of this because I could be completely wrong and misconstrued that entire part of the story. However, it basically leads her to look through his ancestry and look at people that he is related to.
Wow.
Somewhat
Just who would
closely.
have even thought to
Right?
have done that? Queen.
So, then she finds John Templeton, who is a relative of John McKinn's, who was living in the area at the time. And his nickname at his job was literally Bible John.
What the fuck?
Because he looked so much like the composite
Oh,
sketch.
I hate it.
Amy,
Why
I
does
need
this
you to
happen?
go on your phone right now, and I need you to put his name in, and I need you to put side by side Bible John, because when I tell you, he is the spitting image of that sketch. It is absolutely insane. And at work, while Amy's doing that, at work he boasted to his co-workers that he'd been interviewed twice by the police in the early investigation for Bible John. So his name was on their radar.
Is this him?
Yep.
Oh my fucking God.
And it was said that he had the missing tooth, the overlapped teeth, and a slight speech impediment, ever so slight. So not surprising that she couldn't tell whether he said Templeton or Sempleton.
Oh my absolute goodness gracious me. That is
Yeah.
uncanny.
So what's really brutal is that he actually died in 2015.
Oh no, Z's, you
And he was
worked it out.
cremated.
Oh fuck.
So they can't even test his DNA. So they started
All the
looking
more reason to get
for
cremated.
living relatives,
Okay.
and they can't find any.
Oh God.
So they're still looking. They
Yeah.
looked in Glasgow, and now they're looking in England.
It'd just be such a great scandal if they worked that out.
Yeah, because so I think the article that I read was as of 2024, they can't find.
As if I fucking hate it when people are just like we were talking about this earlier about people nicknaming people from a sketch that they've seen
Yeah.
because they look so much like each other.
It
and not
literally
been,
ha-
oh my God, wait a fucking minute.
Yeah.
It's Bible John. We call you Bible John. Your name is John. Like
Yeah.
you are in the area. Like
We
it
call you
actually
Bible
could be
John
you.
because you look so much like this sketch, but not going to say that to anybody. In the article that I read, they'd spoken to his wife, and she was literally like, "I can't believe that he would do that." And it's but neither did BTK's
lots of,
wife.
yeah,
like,
honestly. This
sometimes
happens
you might not
time and time
know.
again where people just absolutely have no clue
And
that's
so
going.
that's the thing, is that if it's this guy, what stopped him?
Yeah.
Because from what I can tell, nothing that I've seen, he wasn't in prison.
No.
He maybe moved away from the area.
Yeah, I mean, if he died in 2015 as well, like that is a lot of time to just.
He was 70 something when he
to just
died.
be
He
like,
lived his
no,
whole
do you
ass
think he was just
life.
like, oh, this is too much effort.
I
I've
hate
done
to
what
be
I need
putting
to do.
dirt on his name because he's not here to defend himself. But I don't like them odds, buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
It feels a bit.
and it is a shame, like for DNA purposes, that he's not alive, but also the fact that he can't like defend himself.
There is still no definitive consensus as well that these are related. These crimes are
Yeah.
related. And there was an argument that said it couldn't be the same killer because of the 18-month gap between the first two. But you see that all the time.
Maybe he was always planning to turn over a new leaf, and then
I think you're probably just too fucking scared that you're going to get caught, aren't you?
yeah, and
You're
like
just waiting for the
if
police
people
to
at work
come.
are starting to say call you Bible John because you look so much like it. But I just feel like when people are sadistically killing people like this, it's like they can't stop. But maybe he just had some willpower and was like, oh, it's too much for me.
Yeah.
I'm feeling anxious every day. I've done what I need to do. I've had a feel for it. Bye.
Yes.
That is my favourite one. I agree. Out
Yeah.
of all of the different possibilities.
That one feels.
Seems
It
to make the
feels
most
big.
sense, yeah. It feels big also because everything else has been ruled out, whereas this actually can't be ruled out as of
Yeah.
yet.
But the reality is it's a chaotic case.
And it's like there's people that have dedicated their whole life to trying to work out who it is and still nothing.
Yeah, sole witness, Jean Langford, died in September 2010 at age 74.
Wow, well done, Jean.
Yeah.
I'm sad you didn't find who it was, but honestly,
That you never got to see that man go away for what he did to your sister.
Yeah, but fair play to you for dedicating all of that time, your entire life.
Yeah.
You'd have to, wouldn't you? But yeah, rough.
Absolutely. Not sexy.
Nah,
Not cute, not sexy, not at all.
I also just hate the idea to think that he's probably dead. whoever
Oh,
it is.
he'll never pay.
Yeah, like, what a smug motherfucker.
Yeah, like you really did get away with
Yeah.
murder. Anyway, that's Bible John. That one probably wasn't as funny. It's a bit hard, but you know,
Yeah, I
that
feel
one's
like-
quite brutal.
Yeah.
Quite a brutal case. I think especially because it's not solved, so can't really take the piss out of anybody because we don't know what we're talking about.
I know, and I don't know, I feel like a lot of this is morbid, but because of the way that me and Tanisha like to deal with things,
Yeah.
we make humour out of it.
It's easier that way.
Yeah, no killer means maybe we should.
So that's us. Episode 3.
3 completed.
We're doing the thing. We're getting those episodes out.
Yeah.
And we're hoping you're enjoying.
Yeah.
And yeah, follow us on Instagram at Kill the Mood Pod.
Yes, please.
You could also email us at killthemoodpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, let us know what you want us to do, or if you like it, or if you hate us. Just
Yeah, don't tell us if you hate us because that might make us cry.
I know, yeah.
We sound strong, but we're
Yeah, we're not.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much. See
We'll
you next
see you soon. Bye.